Hello there, my name is Jeremy Overturf,
Hi, I'm Stephanie Overturf.
and we're successful small business owners, and we just want to share some things that we've learned with you. So if you like our channel, please like and subscribe on YouTube. But today we're going to talk about keeping your business positive during negative times. Like right now, during coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, it can be really hard, really easy to get caught up in that negativity.
It can for sure, especially, with your team when they come in the morning, who knows what they've been watching that morning, social media, the news, seeing all of the negativity out there. It can be really hard to keep it positive right now.
Right. So one of the first areas that I thought of was keeping it positive with the employees. The message that you're sending to them as owners, as management. What message are you sending to them? Are you sending doom and gloom? We're worried.
We don't know what's going to happen.
We're not going to make it.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
You might all get laid off.
Yeah. There's a lot of that negativity that can pop into your head.
So even though you might be thinking it, do you want to say that message? No, because the second they feel like the ship's going down, a lot of them are going to leave. A lot of them are going to doubt you as a leader. And then when times are good, too, they're going to think, how did you treat me when times were bad? Yeah. So you really want to think about the message you're sending to your employees. So we found a mix of being realistic, but try to keep it towards the positive level. I'm realistic with our guys. Like, look, times are tough. I'm, not making enough to really, just we're scraping by right now. We're running off of our savings. So yes, I'm not going to lie to them, but at the same time, I'm saying, look, guys, we're going to make it. We've got the strong systems in place. We've got a strong business in place. So if, we'll keep trying to pay. We're trying to give them their hours right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And I think kind of what we're getting at is like keeping the lines of communication open with them. Like, don't just go in your office and shut the door and hide out in there because you don't want to face it. Like, just be open, realistic with them. Like you were saying, do you think it's a good thing to kind of let them know, maybe you won't get 40 hours this week, but we're going to try to keep you as close to maybe 30, 35 as we can. And what do you think? Maybe even let them know you're paying them out of pocket this week.
Right, because just like you, they've got a budget too, so they want to be able to plan ahead. So give them an idea, and if you're going to have to lay somebody off, then have that conversation privately. We have to do sometimes what we have to do. We have to triage sometimes and keep the business alive. So you might have to have a tough conversation, but I think it's important to keep the communication open, but just to keep it positive. Now, another phase you're going to want to think about staying positive in is your marketing, the message you're sending out to your customers, whether it's email, mailers, phone calls, whatever it is. What message do you feel like is a good idea?
Yeah, definitely. Even in person, if you're still able to do some in-person meetings or virtual networking, however it's happening, you want to stay positive. There's definitely a time and a place for the email type of message where you're saying, these are the processes or guidelines we're focusing on and making sure our team is following the CDC guidelines. But don't make that your message every single email. Like, every company is doing that. We know that there's guidelines. We know what we have to follow. So don't make that be the sole focus of each email.
Right. And so your marketing needs to be different than everybody else's. When that first couple days, I was getting 30, 40 emails from companies I've never heard from saying their COVID-19 guidelines or whatever, how they're protecting you, which is great, but by the time you read the fifth one, they're all the exact same. It's like somebody just copied and pasted every one. So you want to be a little different with your marketing during this time, but you also want to keep it upbeat. You want to be, like with your employees, be realistic, but be upbeat. Like, we hope this isn't our last days of business or something like that. That's not the message you want to send, because that's not going to inspire people to spend money with you.
No, and it might even scare some away. People want to be with a company that's growing and doing positive things. So just keep that message positive in the marketing as well. Same thing in person or like with the virtual meetings. I was thinking about this with our marketer this morning and had a quick little chat with her. She was about to do a virtual meeting, and I just said, hey, look, let's not say our schedule is empty, so call, we can get you in right away. Like, just be mindful of what your team is saying out there. We want to give the message like, yes, we've got appointments available, we're staying busy, we can help you with this and that. but also just make sure you're checking in with your team on what they're actually out there saying. So that's one thing. And also on social media, you don't want to be too negative. Make sure you're keeping it, maybe even add a little fun in, a little laughter, try to make a joke out of something that can be, a little negative and sad all the time. Not too light, but you can lighten the mood for sure. And like you said, definitely don't stop marketing. You might have to, do you agree, you might have to change some of the ways that you were marketing? We do a lot of in-person marketing, and we can't really do that right now with the COVID guidelines. So
yeah, yeah, definitely. You're gonna have to streamline some of it. Even some of the mailing houses that I use aren't sending out mailers right now, so doing more. But lots more people are opening emails, so that's been great. But we're not going to get into too much of that. We're mostly talking about keeping positive, not marketing methods in this video. But again, keep your message positive. People love supporting charity, but you don't want your business to become a charity where you're begging people on Facebook out of pity. I mean, that can only get you so far, and that's not going to keep you sustained moving forward. So keep your marketing message positive. You have to keep yourself positive, and if you have any business partners, that's the next one I would want to focus on.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you might have that positivity, but then every day you got to pick up your partner and say, look, you can't be dragging your head around the office like that. You're sending a bad message to everybody else. So you've got to do things, some self-care things to keep you and your partner positive.
Definitely make sure you're still doing those positive, writing down goals every day. Don't lose sight of looking at those, because this is going to end. Bad times end, so make sure you're still doing those positive things every day to keep you in that mindset. And also be be mindful, but also patient with your partner. Everybody has a down day, so just kind of keep that in mind and let them have their space if they need it, but then redirect it, bring it back. Don't let it go on for too long.
Yeah, and I encourage you to study some personality profiles. Maybe we could talk about that in a future episode.
Yeah.
But everybody deals with stress in different ways, so it's important for you to realize how you deal with it, how your partner deals with it, and then the way that things that help you cope might be different than things that help somebody else cope. So it's important to recognize that and deal with it accordingly. And same thing with management. You don't want your management sending the wrong message to your team, so have little huddles with them, talk about, this is the message we want to send across. This is what we want to get. And so you're all on the same page.
Yeah, actually that brings up a thought. Like right now especially, do you think that it's important for people to maybe even be meeting with their management team on a daily basis? Like even just for a quick 5-minute powwow, just to say, hey, let's make sure we're staying focused on track. And
for sure. I think
making sure
everybody kind of needs to know where we're at as a company. I think it's important to meet with your team frequently all the time, but even more so now, because everybody just needs to know that the leadership isn't crumbling. And that's this. I know this one was important to you. You wanted me to jot this one down, the office atmosphere.
Yeah, so usually in an office like here, I know the phone is usually buzzing, it's ringing every few minutes, or you hear people talking, the sales team closing jobs, you hear the technicians moving, and it's just like that flow or buzz of the office atmosphere. Well, it's a little bit quieter now. You're not hearing that as frequently as usual. So for someone who's used to hearing that type of thing, it can be a little disheartening at times. So just make sure that your office atmosphere isn't lacking right now, and it's not becoming kind of a quiet dead zone or something. So I've been trying to be aware of making sure there's some music playing lightly in the background, some positive music, nothing too low or sad. And then also kind of just maybe even allowing a little bit more office chit chat around, just making sure people are happy. So just make sure that there's still a good feeling in the office. And
if you got people at home, give them a phone call every day. Make sure you're keeping communication open. Lighten the mood, like she said. You don't want it to always be a serious call. Sometimes it's just, hey, how's it going? Did you see this on TV last night or something like that? Like, keep the positive energy flowing with your workmates.
Yeah.
So keep your eye on the future too. Right now, even in our weekly meeting, we do a little bit more training, and we're really talking about goal setting. We're talking about money right now. We're talking about things they want to do in the future, because you don't want to get stuck too much in what's going on right now and, oh, my paycheck's tiny right now and don't know what to do. But you want them to get excited about the future still in a time like this. Like when we get through this, what are you still want to keep your goals alive. You still want to keep what you want to do alive, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about that just with each other yesterday. We still have our sales goal that we want to hit this year. We're not going to just not do that because of this month that we're going through. Let's just keep our goals. We're going to have to change how we're going to hit them possibly. But yeah, definitely don't lose sight of them or say we're just going to give up,
Mm-hmm. And just in general, the last one I noted, whether it's personal, whether it's business, whatever, limit how much news you're watching, how much social media you're watching. The media knows that people are attracted to bad news. That's why, once they've started being able to tell where the hot spots are on a computer screen, they can tell where people look on, where people click on articles and things like that. So they know that people are attracted to drama, they're attracted to bad news. So that's what they're pumping out more than ever, especially during a crisis like right now. Mm-hmm. So they're just looking for the negative angle in every story. You can watch a news conference live and then see their headlines and see how they've just extracted the negative parts of that conference into the headlines.
Or even changed what was actually said. So you definitely can't believe everything that you watch or read on the internet or the news, unfortunately, but definitely limit it. And even on social media, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that it's almost like they want things to get worse. Mm-hmm. They constantly, we can't leave our houses for another year until a vaccine's done. Well, good luck with that, because I'm not staying in my house for the next year.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I've unfriended some people going through this. I've unfollowed people or pages because you kind of see a lot of negativity, and you might have to do that for now. It's not saying maybe you'll add them back later, they're your friends, but you just kind of have to guard your thinking and your mental state. So if you have to do something like that, just like limiting your news, limit what you're seeing from negative sources on social media as well.
Because if you're watching this and you're probably a small business owner, or you're interested in success, and you can't rely on their opinion to pay your bills. You have to do what you need to do to support your family, to support your business. You can't just let it all be taken away from you and just hope that, we understand this is a serious pandemic. We understand that it's costing people their lives and we feel for them. But at the same time, is you going bankrupt going to help those other people? Probably not. If anything, the more money you have, the more position you are to help people. So you don't want to just pull the covers over your head and crumble. So you have to guard what you let into your mind. So you have to guard those, even with other people, guard who you're letting influence you.
Yeah, 100%.
So keep those in mind. It's my list that we just did. Keep positive with your employees, with your marketing, with yourself, with your partners, with your management, the office atmosphere. Keep positive about the future and limit your news and social media. And we think if you do those things, you're going to have a more positive outlook. Yes, we all sometimes need a minute to cry, to get mad, to punch a pillow or something like that. But then we just have to pick ourselves up and keep going, because
you can't stay there. Right. Don't stay in that mindset.
So we hope this helps you. We hope this helps your business, your success. And again, like and subscribe our page, and we hope to keep cranking out some great content for you.
Yeah, we've got some really good topics coming up.
All right, thanks.